Hey guys, welcome to Sabers Forever. I'm John, and today we're going to be going over something a little bit more familiar. This is the Graflex by Roman Props in the Force Awakens configuration. This commission came to me when they wanted basically what they saw in my last video. So this is a Goth 3D printed master chassis, and I'm going to walk you through what that looks like inside and how the Saber functions. Let's just take a second and appreciate how good Romans did on this Graflex. I mean, they just are so gorgeous. I love these. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. Every last detail. So, I just wanted to specify that this lightsaber actually has real grommets. I shaved them down on the inside and they weren't used, so these holes are still in place. They're still open, so you can actually get sound through there. And then underneath here I opened up a bigger hole. You can probably see it, maybe a little, but that's all for sound venting. And the T-grips on this, unlike the New Hope and the Empire Strikes Back, they're a little bit different. They don't have that little divot underneath for the venting underneath the T-grips, but this is plenty loud. So anyways, let's get into how to actually open the lightsaber. So to do that, you open up the clamp, and you're gonna push this up a little bit and then twist it until you can see that chamber open up, and then you can pull this down. Now, it's all very tight, and I actually had to open up the ID a little bit in order to get the chassis to fit. I'm thinking what happened was that Shapeways printed this a little big, or it's a little out of round. So for that, I had to address the inside of this, which the pro to it being tight is that it doesn't rattle and it feels very secure when it's all closed up. So I love that. This is a fully removable chassis, and to do that, you just remove the glass eye that unscrews, and you can leave the blade plug in, but loosen your back red button like 1.5 turn, and then this just comes completely out. So now you have all your parts, and this is literally the lightsaber. Your sound card is right here. So, and then you have Bluetooth as well, which is right there. Then to turn the saber on, I removed this door. It was rather troublesome, honestly. I'm gonna send it with the saber, and all you would do is loosen. There's a nut right there, and you can just loosen those, and then this comes down, and you can slide this on. But honestly, if you've seen my other YouTube videos, then you know that I like to make little variants, and this one is no exception. So there's this black and yellow wire, which actually leads down to a new feature that I'm trying out down at the bottom here. And I liked having the door kind of not there, just because this is farther down the line of the life of this Graflex, and even though this is still pretty, you know, I just feel like maybe that was the next inevitable thing to happen, was it lose a part and gain another wire. Anyways, that's my own little backstory. But to turn the saber on, there's a kill key in here. It's more just for looks. It's on right now, but there's a kill switch, so just turn that on. And your auxiliary is this switch right here, and then your power is hidden under here. So this is a button. Turns the saber right on. So the bottom here, I added in some Neopixels. I've seen other builders do this, and I was like, I want to do that. So I added 5 Neopixels in here and programmed them to kind of look like a startup engine. And that just will start going And then once it's reached its main speed, it just stays as a pulse, and if you move, it turns like a white. Let's see if I can not break the rest of the saber and give a little demo of that. Alright. And then when you turn it off, this slows down. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. I don't recommend trying to put this back together while it's on. This has gestures, so if you pull it or bang it, it's got stab on activated, but this just goes, you line up the glass eye hole here. That's what really locks everything in. And then put this in, that lines up like that. Put your glass eye in. It should look like that. And then tighten your back here. That can be thumb tight. And then turn this on.
I think I can handle myself.
The orientation for the D-ring, it should go on with the D-ring on the back end of the saber. So actually, right on the back, the opposite side of the activation box. So that goes on. Line these up, squeeze those in, and then line up your holes, and then twist it to lock it, and then pull it down, and line up your T-grip, and your eye should line up with these holes here, and that is your orientation, and lock this in, and now everything should work. So you just tap to turn on, tap to turn off, hold while off, and release after a second to start music. And you can also use the saber. Whoop. Let's stick a blade in it. Alright, so to put a blade in this, what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this button head screw right here with your Allen wrench. Back that out a little bit. And you're going to squeeze your bunny ears together and literally dump your blade plug. And then your blade's just going to go in, which I have right here. So slide that in. Similar thing, you're going to want to squeeze the rabbit ears, get this in there, and then make sure that goes all the way down. You'll feel a little bit of spring, and that means you made it all the way down to the NPXL quick connect. Alright, tighten that up, and then now the blade works. Alright, let's play with that on a different angle. Alright, so now that we have the blade in, we can have some fun. Tap the power under the bunny ears to turn the blade on, tap it to turn it off. Tap it twice while the blade is off to go into silent mode. It'll do everything that it normally does that I'm about to explain, but it's all muted. While the blade's on, you get smooth swing, followed with accent swings. Blasters by tapping the auxiliary down. You can even go into blaster mode where you just hold the auxiliary down for 1 second and release. You hear a blaster, but now all your accents are blaster bolts. And then to get out of it, tap your auxiliary. So now you're back into regular mode. To get a collision or a lockup, just hold your auxiliary and clash. Release it when you're ready to stop. What else? Forceability. Hold your auxiliary and trigger an accent swing. And then you can stab. And change colors by hold your power and then tap your auxiliary. There we go. And then on twist, you can change the color to whatever you want and tap the power to select what you want. If you hop over to the next font, it'll forget that color and go back to the default, which is blue. But the next font is actually just, it shows you your battery level. So you've got a really nice charge right now. And there's also additional music on this font, which is familiar. That pretty much does it for this video. If you guys like what you see and you want to see more, like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing plenty more reveals just like this. I've got blasters on the way, more lightsabers, anything that you guys can imagine that you want added sound or light to. I am taking commissions for basically everything, so hit me up. You can find me at sabersforever.com, John at sabersforever.com. You can find me on Instagram, Sabers Forever. I'm on TikTok, you name it. Obviously, you found me on YouTube. Thank you for checking out this video, and may the Force be with you.